Radio City Center Stage.
5, 6 years ago, Sundays meant that you would go with your dad to the butcher shop. They would look at fresh chicken, mutton, and fish used to be CR Park, and that's how we used to get meat. And it was unheard of कि मतलब frozen meat थोड़ी लेकर आएंगे, वो सिर्फ modern बाजार में मिलता था. And then the whole game has changed now. Like I see everybody's ordering online. So how did this whole thing happen?
So, as I said that, I'm a foodie myself, okay,
Yeah.
and same problems, considering, a Delhiite, you have to go to a local butcher store to buy. And these are early days when, I started helping my family cook at home and, getting groceries and everything. And then where do you get the meat from? And there was a shop which we used to buy. And suddenly what I used to see, sometimes the product was not available, and I used to wonder that why is the product not available, what is the problem, like if I want a particular cut of a meat, it should be there, no, what should be the reason if I'm paying a extra amount, if I'm willing to pay extra, everything is fine as a consumer, then there is something is amiss. So
Yeah.
that thought was with me while I was talking to Albinder from Grofers, who was launching Grofers at that time, and he was mentioning about his new product where they are launching meat as a category, and I think that completely resonated with me, and I really jumped on the opportunity of asking him that what exactly is what you're doing in meat, and what is the whole scene about this category. And he started sharing his problems about how the local stores and everybody is not very supportive of them to build experience which they want to build as compared to other categories in vegetables and fruits. So that I think led to the germination of the idea in my mind, and that led to basically moving further and inquiring more about it. And with respect to my experience working with smaller startups and looking at ideas and concepts, there were 3, 4 things which I've learned, my way in terms of what to look at when you want to disrupt a particular market. I think those were some of my learnings which were really connecting and resonating with the problem of solving this domestic meat consumption problem, and it's a major issue. Even what I believe is that no matter how many players are going to be there in the market, considering the
There's still a
consumption and
huge
considering
market.
the massive, no one person, two persons will be able to fulfill the demand, and we have seen that in post COVID also. Immediately COVID happened, every offline thing was closed, and people have become more conscious of what they're eating. So I think it's right up our alley, the same philosophy DNA which we started the business with, that how do we inculcate health, hygiene, trust, convenience. COVID has been a blessing in disguise for our
I was
business.
just going to say that, considering COVID killed almost everybody, it's a boon for you guys because I know that even for a person like me, possibly this was the first time I was exploring ordering chicken, mutton online, getting it, sampling it, and then you suddenly are absolutely exposed कि अरे fish भी मिलती है, अरे इस तरीके का meat भी मिलता है, and you can actually choose which kind of meat you want, and that was the first time that
Right.
most of us experienced it. So I mean, yeah, it's been a blessing.
Right. Correct. And it says that we have been a little ahead of the times, and but the good part was that there is no competition still for us. We are still competing with unhygienic offline market. Nobody wants to buy from that place. As and when people are getting more aware and more conscious, I think categories like ours is going to further thrive.
It is going to thrive. Dipanshu, you said you're a Delhi car person, right? Do you come from a very big business family? Sorry, personal question, but
No,
so
no,
you
I come from a very humble background.
so then you did your MBA. Then you
Yeah.
got these fantastic jobs because I was reading whether it's Kurkure and I can read a Hindi channel headline. ये पहले कुरकुरे बेचते थे और आज बन गए हैं CEO. Literally. Then you went to Amex. Then you went to MobiQuick. You've grown. So
Right,
when a
right.
person from Delhi does so well, is in a corporate job, then he suddenly says कि नहीं मुझे ये सब बंद करके मीट बेचना है. Because ultimately तो यही बोलना पड़ेगा. तो फैमिली का
Right.
क्या रिएक्शन होता है कि ये what? Were they
No, a
supportive? Were
lot
they
of
like, you've lost it? What?
mm, no, no, absolutely not. I think a lot of hardships. It's not an easy thing, and it's actually personal from person to everybody. Different, everybody goes through different challenges.
Mm,
Specifically with me, I think I'm a typical middle class person.
mm,
Family wanted me to study, do a job, provide for the family, standard stuff.
mm,
But I think I was a little more ambitious than doing the standard 9 to 5, and that's how I think initially only, in my couple of years working with MNC, I realized that this is not something what is going to direct my long term goal. So I
mm.
rather do something which is going to help me get to my right path, and the right path was to doing something of your own. And how do you do that? How do you learn being an entrepreneur?
Yeah,
That
and how do
was
you take the first step? That's something that drives
yeah,
me. Like,
yeah, yeah.
how do you leave the security of getting a monthly paycheck to shifting into
So,
something where there is a certain amount of insecurity?
So the first and foremost thing you need to do is that have no kharcha at all.
ऐसे
If
कैसे
you
हो
have
सकता है ना?
no, it is possible. If you are starting, like I started my first company at 24. Okay,
Mm,
at that age when you are just out of fresh out of college, you have no nothing to do. I was hardly any hobbies, no social circles. I was has been always looking at how to make money, how to make money in my mind, and not getting settled with anything other than till the time I have something of my own. So there was this broader layout which was there in my mind that,
हाँ,
by a certain time, I need to be at a certain place. And, by God's grace, I've been able to do that. But subconsciously, it was wired, I think, right from my college days or maybe school days, that I don't relate to the normal. I don't relate to the normal, office goers and stuff like that. It is just not my cup of tea. So what is left is just, having something of your own. And how do you do that? So I was always trying to unpuzzle this thing that
mm.
what to do, how to do,
You
what not
started
to do.
something in chocolates, didn't you? That was
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
first
So
entrepreneurship
yes. No, in fact, previously I started an education venture, right? This was 2010, 9, 10, when there was recession going on. Actually, that time I learned a lot. That recession taught me to how to be recession proof today. So,
Fantastic, huh?
so at that time when I saw everybody crumbling, I questioned everything. That I'm pretty sure people are doing that today. Also, youngsters must be questioning that what is the evergreen work which they can do. And at that time, what came to me was education.
Hmm.
Okay, that
Hmm.
education is going to
Will need.
be a completely green category, no matter what recession happens. So my first venture was in education, where I was helping students study abroad, help consulting them. It was a pure pilot project. I took some money from some investor, very little money, took a small office in Rajendra Nagar. It was a very small operation to see. It was more like that. I wanted to see what it is like.
This was your
How
guinea
to
pig.
run. Yes, this was my guinea pig, and I wrapped it up within 7, 8 months. I couldn't survive it because I was on my own, and a lot of other things which I identified that were missing during that time. But it was in my mind that maybe I don't know, but I will not stop. Okay. And I will start working with smaller companies, smaller setups to learn how to grow the business, how to take 0 to 1, go to 1 to 5. So those were my most important things. I was not looking at bigger projects. I was not fascinated by anything which was not giving me learning of setting up my own thing in the longer term. Okay,
Huh.
so I was very picky. Even I've worked for free for companies, and I've worked two projects simultaneously. So there was no structure, is what I'm saying. The vision was very clear that anything which I'm putting my hands into, if it is leading me to a particular path or my vision, okay,
Huh.
then
Huh.
I'm going to do that, irrespective of the industry, irrespective of the pay scale, nothing.
Hmm.
Simultaneously, personally, I had been, of course, there were battles with family in terms of what am I doing with my whole career. I was doing fine jobs and I just left it at one day, and everybody was like, Okay, you take your time, but it was just too much time, and everybody was getting impatient,
Impatient.
and
Hmm.
that's
I
where
know middle class Delhi. Yeah.
yeah. So I was married briefly in that period. Unfortunately, I had to separate because of my business. So a lot of sacrifices had to be away from my family, everything. Again and again, restarting, not letting yourself down, always keeping your chin up, being confident. I think a lot of that hunger which is needed to do something of your own, if one can has that in, one can have that in them, I think a lot of things can fall in place. It's just over a period of time that hunger goes away because you get more
Yeah.
complacent, you get more lazy, you get more this and that. But it's just that craziness of you want to do something of your own and you want to make it big, was something which was driving me mostly.
So, this setting up of a whole poultry business because people weren't used to it, right? Even your suppliers weren't used to कि दे नहीं दे उस पे भी problem होगी किस तरीके से करेंगे किस तरह से packaging करेंगे because now when you read about it because the industry's grown you have certain things but you guys were actually the ones putting in all of these structures. Was it very tough? Was that exciting? Were you doing it yourself to test it? कैसे थी?
Very tough, very tough. We started from a small apartment in Gurgaon, and right when we were starting, we have got some setbacks on the setting up the company side only. There's another brand, Licious, which was also my brainchild. Even the name was done by me. We were
Are you
together.
serious?
So
You guys are
yeah,
same?
yeah. Yeah. So we were same when we started.
Yeah.
It's just we couldn't. It was a bad marriage, so we just immediately pulled out, and they did it there, and we had to start again. So it was a brief setback which we got, where all the efforts have gone zero. So
Hmm.
starting again, finding a name to a small, finding a place. We didn't have a lot of capital to invest in. We've been bootstrapped. A lot of we were working on my credit card, revolving credit kind of things, and I was away
Ah.
from the family, going through a divorce at that period of time. So it was not easy for sure. It was a
So
complete.
what keeps you going?
Uh,
I mean, don't give me that whole spiel about hunger. But what really, like every day, it's very nice to say that you got to be ready to face the punches every day. But every day, subah utke to face the punches is not a very easy thing. How do you
It's not.
keep that?
It's not. It's not. It's very difficult. And I'll tell you, people generally lose that perseverance over a period of time. And I do also. Frankly, it's not that I'm some superhuman. I have my lows, ups, downs. Everything is there. But I
Yeah.
think what drives me somehow is the thing where I have so much confidence in what I bring to the table. In the society where I can contribute and I can maybe disrupt something. I think that is something which drives me every day, where I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, there is nothing which can deter me. There is nothing which can stop me to do what I want. There could be setbacks, there could be challenges. There are challenges every day for everybody. No
Hmm.
matter what level do you go at, you just the challenges keep getting bigger and different. Which the situations which you have not handled before. It keeps coming to you.
Hmm.
The kind of problems we have today, those problems were not existing earlier. It's a
Pele,
the
huh?
different set of problems. So what happens is that you need to, and actually it has taught me to become a little more spiritual. So I've become more introspective and more, spiritual about the whole meaning of everything in the larger scheme of things. Question a lot of things. So I think the driver is where I feel that I deserve more. Okay,
Hmm.
I deserve. I have to be on the right path. Okay, I need to do things which I resonate with. Okay, or I believe in.
Hmm.
If these are things which are aligned, I think most of the your demotivations will go away. When you know that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing. It's going to click. Whether today or tomorrow or day after, it's just matter of time. You have
So
to
the belief
visualize
in it
that
is
success.
more than important.
Yeah, you have to visualize that success. you have to visualize that success. No,
Oh
that
dear, we are
it's
going to
going to
talk
work
about the
out.
secret, aren't we? We are going to
Sorry.
talk about the secret. Visualize your success and
Okay.
it'll happen. That
Correct.
is
Correct.
that is how it's going to be. Actually, so your Twitter profile says you can sell anything to anybody.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what it says,
I
huh?
think so.
So
I think so. Yeah.
really, okay. What is the toughest thing that you've had to sell professionally? We are going to get to personal as well.
I think insurance. I couldn't sell insurance. That was
I
something
thought
which
that
was
was.
very, very hard. No, no, it was not my cup of tea. Actually, what I realized, while doing so many jobs, odd jobs, was that again, you need to resonate with the product. If I don't believe in the product, I'm not going to be able to sell it. For a good salesman, if he doesn't drink the product, if he doesn't breathe that product, he cannot sell it. Even when we hire people, in our company, we generally ask them, "Are you a non-vegetarian and vegetarian?" Trust me, it matters a lot.
Wait a
If
second. Do
some
you hire vegetarians?
we do, but
Oh
there's
dear.
no hard and fast. There's no hard and fast for sure. But the what I'm saying is a put off for me when I hear that people are vegetarian and we have to hire him. I'm not very happy doing that. But it's just been like that. But what I'm trying to tell you here is that till the time you
You
are
feel it.
you feel the product. So insurance was one category which I couldn't ever feel it because it was a negative product.
Hmm.
You are doing something, predicting something bad is going to
Bad to
happen. So
happen.
it didn't resonate with me, my personality, because I don't see anything bad in anything. I see all positives. So hence I couldn't really, just do it. I was always looking at more positive products to sell or something where people enjoy it. I don't think people will enjoy it. It's just a different,
If something
set
bad
of mind.
happens to you, we'll get you money. Yes. Okay, I get that. Personally,
Yes.
what did you find the toughest to sell? And who
Personally,
you? Yeah.
okay.
I was thinking of
Personally, I think I
pre-wedding.
find it very difficult to to make people understand the way things are supposed to be done. I think that self commitment or accountability is mostly missing in people.
Well,
In
that's
specifically
a
today's
professional
generation.
answer. That's a professional answer.
No,
I'm saying
even
in your personal life, to sell something to somebody you love or somebody in family, to sell an
I've been
idea,
able
to sell.
I've been able to. I've been able to sell. I
Really?
don't think there is. Yes, selling is not a problem. It's just that dealing with parents is the issue. I mean, I can't deal with that mindset. So I think it depends on who you are selling to. Even in your family, if you're selling it to, let's say, a 70-year-old person, you have to sell differently. So
Yes.
so the point is, and also what happens is when you are selling to your family, you have some preconceived notions already. So then it becomes a little more easy also and difficult as well because you've already understood and you are already on a particular track. That, oh, I'm going to say this and it is going to be like
You go on
this.
a defensive because you're already assuming the
Exactly.
conversation that will
Exactly.
happen. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. So that doesn't happen in professional relationships. So, you don't know the person and it's an open territory. You are coming from different angles and everybody is trying to figure out and there is a fit which happens.
There's also a
With
common
personal
goal.
relationships, yes, for personal relationships, there is that fit which is very, very critical, which needs to happen and generally can happen with people with whom you have, good rapport. I think in personal relationships, I think if there is a basic level of respect which is there amongst each other, then the sell becomes easier. If you do not respect the other person's opinion, okay, then he's not going to be able to sell you anything
I
because
don't know if that works in Indian families. I don't know if it really, because I think we all respect each other, but it's always that the older people know better and we know we have more experience
correct,
and everything. So, what does
correct.
Dipanshu do for fun? Because he likes
Oh,
professional lives much better than personal. I could figure that out. What do you do for
yeah.
fun?
So I mean, I love to meet friends at home. I think house parties sometimes. I love food. My wife cooks amazing food, so I really enjoy that. Um,
Non-vegetarian, obviously.
yes, absolutely. No, I like all type of food. So a good
You like
food.
pinda?
Yes, I don't mind.
Okay, let's go on. This was terrible.
No, very few things which I don't like in
Uh,
food. A true foodie is going to be enjoying everything, it's not going to be limited to anything. I mean, unless that goes against your taste buds. With my taste buds, at least I can relate with vegetarian. I don't like meetha stuff in your sabjis. That's not, so I'm like spicy stuff, good masala stuff, anything veg or non-veg, I'm okay with. Yeah, that's broadly what it is. It
Do
has
you
to be
travel?
made well.
Okay.
I do travel. Yes, 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 yes. I do travel. Been to quite a few places.
Do you take vacations, or are you like one of those workaholics who after 4 days
No,
are like, "ठीक है, let me get back to my phone and start messaging and mailing people."
it's
You
very
are one of
difficult.
those.
Very difficult to take vacations for me. I did a solo trip and I just went crazy on that. I like, what am I doing? I couldn't just do anything in that trip. So I like peaceful places. I like to be on my own. I'm not a very bheed bhaad kind of a person. I like my own space,
Hmm.
and like to meditate at times. I read, I listen to a lot, follow few spiritual, guides. I have interest in astrology, philosophy related to life. Sometimes I read history, not like reading books and all, but just browsing through, stuff online,
I love
like
reading books. I
audiobooks.
think books are fantastic. You should try those.
Yeah. No,
Everybody,
I
I just
have. It's just that I find it listening is a little easy. I mean, audiobooks. What I mean is that
really you
audiobooks
find
are,
that
yeah, audiobooks are still okay. I mean, you just close your eyes and just completely go into that mode of listening to the whole thing.
Hmm.
Reading is also okay. I am not against it, but I've hardly read, I think, 4 5 books in my life, nothing more than that. So visual and listening is something what I prefer. I
Okay, Dipanshu, I'm
love
going to ask you
Netflix.
this. Assuming that somebody wrote a book on you and your life, as if right now, what would the title be?
Mm, uh, the Stubborn Master.
Oh dear. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much is your stubbornness?
7.
7? Not bad.
Yeah.
One piece of advice that you'd like to give anybody who's starting a startup. कि भाई मतलब पैसे लेना इन्वेस्टर से बहुत मुश्किल होता है. What is that one piece of advice?
I think if your grasping is very good
Hmm.
as a trait, if your grasping is very good, like for example, you see 3 things and you are immediately able to acquire certain knowledge or an understanding about how a thing has to be done,
हाँ जी.
then you are sorted. For example, if you see,
Tell me.
there are 20 types of new startups which are raising capital. Okay. What do you read from this situation? You read that investors are putting money in a particular category of a business. Okay. There is a particular industry which is getting boosted. Okay. What do you do? First of all, you look at that industry. Okay. This industry is in the green and I need to start probably
Yeah.
brainstorming, in that direction. Generally what people do is they don't believe in anything and then they're stubborn about their own ideas and they do this and they say we are not getting investment. It doesn't work like that. For to be able to crack anything, you need to first understand how does it work.
And is there a market for it?
Yes, and who am I selling to? I think these 3 questions are the most important questions. If you're able to get answers for these questions, you will be able to jump onto the right project and also get the investment. Of course, keeping in mind that you are doing hard work and everything else.
Perfect. Last question. Because you started off by saying that
Right.
since I was in college, I was very different. I was very focused on how to make money. Dibanju, how much money is enough money? We were talking
Oh,
philosophy, so go on. You said philosophy. How much money is enough
no,
money?
I think see, I mean, it'll be difficult to put a number. I think what is important is that how comfortable are you living overall in terms of your family life. You are able to provide for your family the best, for all, you have all the contingencies for emergencies. I've had a little difficult childhood, so I'm a little more conscious about the financial security side, because I believe that you need to have enough for any rainy day. So that is was the first point what made me start. But then, moving forward, I think my milestone is going to be an age that I'm going to retire by the age of 42 or 45 maximum. No matter how much money I have, I think by that time I should, put my boots off, saying that my job is done, and I'm going to live my life like peacefully and nothing much to it. So I mean, there is no figure. I think it's an age bracket now. It used to be a figure, but I think it's a lot to do with how much effort do you want to put in, and then the result, is not in your control. You just can put your best of efforts till a certain level. That's about it.
I'm hoping it happens at 42 or 45. Talking to you for 30 minutes makes me convinced it's not going to happen. You're not going to retire for a very, very long time. You're going to be one of the stubborn men who'll have to be taken off forcibly because you will not leave your office. Not going to happen. I'm sure everybody will tell you that. But it's been a real pleasure chatting.
Okay.
No, you know that. Right?
No, I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it, even if it is
you
true.
don't want to, it's fine, but it's true. Look at you, vacation, but you're thinking work.
People change over a period of time. It could be that I'm something else after 5 years. Who knows? I mean, we've all been changing. You see yourself 5 years back, and you'll be different today.
100% change? Really?
Not 100%, but I mean, with me at least, because you'll see people who are growth oriented. Okay, I like to correct. If you're not growth oriented, you will not change. You probably go down the drain. Okay. So the point is that if you're growth oriented, you are going to go better. You're going to become better version of yourself. Okay. And for me, the better version is not going to be coming from money, is what I'm telling you, because money was a first, the second, or a third driver. Now there are other drivers in my life which I'm exposed to, which I'm learning about. My family, expecting a kid. So a lot of new things on a new fronts are happening. So God knows, what kind of changes all of these other experiences are going to bring to somebody who is always looking at living a better life. Money is not only going to be the thing in my mind, I think.
That's lovely. In 2020, if nothing else has taught me that anything can change at any point in time. Thank you very much. This was real fun.
Thanks. Same here. Same here. Thank you so much.